I don't know if you guys have heard about this story, but this is going to be the child we're going to be mainly focusing on, even though he has siblings, and we're going to talk about this a little bit deeper, but he is going to be the subject here today. Now, these are his two siblings. The lady down there in the bottom right-hand corner, that is his biological mother, okay? Now, that mother is from Ohio, and she was arrested Wednesday in Louisiana after allegedly killing her oldest son and kidnapping her other two sons while in Mississippi. That woman that you see right there on my screen, her name is Latina Marie Oates, Latina, Marie Oates, Oates, 33 years old, and was arrested around 9 a.m. on Wednesday in New Orleans after a missing child advisory was issued by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. She was arrested by the Louisiana State Police, who found her sons. Let me get their picture up on the screen so you guys can see them. These two boys right here. Mark Anthony Oates, who is 9 years old, who I'm assuming that's probably the one on the right. And Justin Lamar Oates, actually that's incorrect. Mark Anthony Oates on the left-hand side, and Justin Lamar Oates, who is 6 years old, on the right-hand side. So that's the smaller boy. And both boys were reported safe. Now again, we're talking about 3 different states. This is a bit confusing, so try to follow me. Now, the mom was arrested for allegedly kidnapping and killing her oldest son, Joshua Oates. And let me make sure I get his face up here. Her oldest son is this one right here. The boy died of blunt force trauma. Now, initially, that wasn't reported, but I found it today. It was released today. That boy died of blunt force trauma. An autopsy is pending at the Mississippi State Medical Center in Jackson to determine the cause of death. This was a very violent offense, Assistant District Attorney Dennis Bisnet said. It took place over a prolonged period. They said his death took place over a prolonged amount of time. There was blunt force trauma, and a 5-pound metal object was forced into the victim's head, and it did not occur quickly. The 11-year-old boy by the name of Josh was found in the bathroom of the 3rd floor room, face down in a pool of blood with a metal pipe lodged through his skull. The mother was reportedly seen leaving a Hampton Inn in Laurel, Mississippi on Tuesday with Mark and Justin. Those are her two youngest right there on my screen. The family had left Powell, Ohio over the weekend, but police were not sure why they were heading south. He said a tip led police to the mother, Latina Oates, who was arrested in a driveway sitting in a car. In a driveway, not her driveway, sitting in a driveway. And that's her smiling right there. Authorities found the mom and her two boys in a car parked in a driveway of a home. The mother did not know the people who lived at that house. A housekeeper at the Hampton Inn on Jones Street in Laurel, Mississippi, found the body of the woman's son. Wow, that's got to be horrible. She found Joshua in the bathroom on the 3rd floor of the room at the hotel shortly before noon on Tuesday. And that's what they told to the news. Now here's another point. Video surveillance captured images of the mother, Oates, with 3 children before Joshua's body was discovered. She could later be seen leaving the hotel for the last time with only 2 of the 3 kids. They got her on videotape. I'm telling you guys, everything is on videotape. Now, the Louisiana State Police issued a level 2 endangered missing child advisory around 11 p.m. Tuesday on behalf of the Laurel Police and the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation. And yes, you guys are hearing that correctly. It's a lot of states involved. This was after an investigation that learned that the mother, Oates, was allegedly seen in the New Orleans area. She was reportedly seen driving a 2013 white Toyota Camry with Ohio license plates. Authorities have asked anyone with information about this woman, Latina Marie Oates. If you know her, family, friends, if you know anything about this, you're encouraged to call the Laurel Police Department in Mississippi or the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation or Louisiana State Police. The reason I tell you guys this is because of this very simple thing. Hashtag see something, say something. The person at the Hampton Inn saw something that looked wrong, and the tips that they gave and what they observed helped them find her. That's how they found her so quickly, because somebody saw something and they were responsible enough to report her, okay? A judge denied bond. A judge denied her bond after the district attorney's office shared the details of this alleged crime. The two children were interviewed by officials, and this is important. They were interviewed with Child Protective Services in Louisiana after they were found. What they told officials is not public, but it could be possibly used in the case against their mother. And that's why I love children, because they are honest. Unless you teach them the value of being dishonest, they're usually going to be pretty honest, okay? Now, here's another kicker. Oates and her husband, Mark, are separated, but living in the same house and sleeping in separate bedrooms. So I'm assuming his name is Mark Oates. I don't know that for a fact, but they said that she is married to a man by the name of Mark. They are currently separated, and they were living in the same house and sleeping in separate bedrooms. I'm telling you guys, none of this makes any sense at all. If y'all have a theory, tell me in the chat. I applauded the staff at the Hampton Inn, like we just did, in Laurel for assisting police with any of their needs, including providing video surveillance footage from the hotel. Now, the mother, Oates, faces a life sentence in prison with the current charge of first-degree murder. So let's go ahead and get this fair use started, and then we'll go ahead and close you guys out after my closing thoughts. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Update now from Jones County, where an Ohio mother is charged with first-degree murder of her son. Latina Marie Oates was initially wanted for taking her 11, 9, and 6-year-old sons when she stopped at a Laurel Hampton Inn over the weekend. After an endangered child alert was issued last night, Laurel police went to the inn, but when they arrived, Oates was gone, and the 11-year-old's body was found in a bathroom. Oates was arrested in New Orleans this morning.
Whether the DA wants to make some changes before she makes her initial appearance, add charges, that'll be something we'll be in consultation with them about. Like I said, it'll probably be at least a couple of days, maybe one day next week before she's extradited from Louisiana back here.
And Chief Cox says Oates' children are being cared for by welfare authorities, and their relatives are coming from Ohio to get them.
As you guys know, with first-degree murder, that could land you life in prison. Now, because she's dealing with so many different states here, I don't really know. And I'm going to tell you guys this, because this is what worries me. I did a story recently of a father who recently had his life sentence dropped in one state just because the actual offense was committed in another state because they charged him in the wrong state. But thank goodness for them that they not only dropped the case, but picked it back up, and now they're going to pursue the life charges again. But that type of thing needs to be done right the first time. So I'm hoping that whatever it is that the police need to do, that they do it right and do it right the first time, so we don't have a situation like this where somebody who is guilty of doing something so heinous does not get off. She never needs to see those children again. I am thankful, and this is partially a good story. Only because this baby boy lost his life. He's still a baby to me. He's 11 years old. It's a tragic story because he lost his life. But in this case, at least we can preserve 2 lives. The 6-year-old right here and the 9-year-old on the other side. I'm thankful that they are still here, that they'll be able to tell their stories, and that their stories will help get justice for this baby boy right here. His name was Joshua Oates. Let's put some respect on his name. Joshua Oates was 11 years old, a young man with a bright smile that had a bright future ahead of him, and it could have grown up to be something great. And he was robbed of that opportunity by this individual. And don't just think just because you give birth, it makes you infallible. Don't think that you need praises and pats on the back just because you gave birth. That means nothing. And to all my real women out there, they understand the fact that it takes effort. It takes love. It takes patience. It takes kindness. It takes nurturing. It takes time. It takes finances. It takes energy. It takes spirituality to really be a good mother. I'm just saying, these are humans doing this to humans. Parents doing this to their own kids. These kids were not strangers to her. These were supposed to be the beings that she cared about, that she loved, protected, and they trusted her because they did not have a choice. Those children did not choose to come into this world. That is up to the biological mother and biological father. And that's why I always say, hashtag, where is the biological father? Because his presence and his story matters. Where was he? How did he contribute? Or what did he not contribute? Everybody who was accountable for these children being failed should be held accountable. And I would love to know that story. But for now, I'm glad that they caught her. And I want to shout out to the Hampton Inn. On this Sunday, we're going to close out by saying, if you guys ever need to take a hotel stay, I encourage you guys, tell them that the Advocates for Children, the AFC, promoted them and said, make sure you guys go take a hotel stay at the Hampton Inn. They did an awesome job by giving up their surveillance, by seeing something and saying something, and providing crucial tips that led to the arrest of this mother who did something to that young man that robbed him of his future, and he deserved so much better. Okay? I want to say thank you to everybody who came to listen to this story. Thank you to everybody. If you get a chance, subscribe to this channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Put a prayer hands up in the chat for that young man right there who lost his life to preserve his baby brothers. For what he went through, he did not deserve it. R.I.P. Joshua Oates. To these other 2 young men, I pray and we hope that you guys grow up to be something great. All right? This is your boy DJ Just JOK. We are the AFC, where we advocate for children first. She needs to have the book thrown at her, and she never ever needs to be able to see children or regular life again. All right? That's how we're going to close out, man. Let me get her. I hate looking at her picture. I really do. Get her picture off the screen. From my heart to yours, I love you guys so much. From my heart to yours, thank you guys for listening to the stream. That's the end of the stream. And y'all have a great weekend. And we'll see you guys here on the next stream. Please be safe. Please be careful. Wash your hands. Drink plenty of water. Get you some detox, some apple cider, honey, vinegar, lemon. Get your rest. Eat healthy. Love each other. Guys, all we have is us, especially in a time like this. We need each other. Let's be there for each other. That's the end of the stream. Peace.